Hello students and families, welcome to day 6 of our remote ELA lessons. If you are watching this, it is Wednesday, March 26th, and we are starting a brand new story called Life on the Ice. We put life on ice. So Life on the Ice. We're going to read our vocab words, and we are going to pick 5 words and write sentences. All right, Life on the Ice. Our vocabulary words are shelter, colony, constant, wilderness, climate, region, unexpected, gliding, overheated, and layer. First word is shelter. What word? Good, shelter. A shelter is a place to live or take cover. Like that there. A tent can make a good shelter for an explorer. It is a good place to keep warm. So this right here shows a cold environment, and they've used a tent for a shelter. This is a partner activity, but if you have a brother, sister, cousin, any parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, you can do this with them. Or you can just brainstorm on your own. With a partner, list people and creatures that might live in each shelter. Oop. The first shelter is a nest. Who might live in a nest? Next one is an apartment. Next shelter is a shell. So who would live in a shell? A barn and a cave. So take a second to talk to a partner or think what animals, people, creatures would live in these 5 shelters. Next word is colony. What word? Good, colony. A colony is a group of people or the same kind of animals living together. Some people take trips to study a colony or large group of penguins. Here we see our commas, so I know that this is the definition or synonym of the word. Colony means the same thing as a large group. Here is a colony of penguins. All right, we're going to read these sentences. We're going to say the word colony in each blank space, and with a partner talk about which sentences make sense. Since I'm doing this remotely and unfortunately can't talk with you guys, I'm going to talk about the sentences on my own. The first one says, what was the name of the first English colony in America? I know that makes sense because the groups of people that came to America lived in colonies. Number 2, an ant colony has many tunnels and rooms. Yep, ants live in colonies. 3, did you see Colony New Book? That doesn't make sense. A coral colony is called a reef. So a coral group is called a reef. That makes sense. Is that a colony on your tray? Is that a group on your tray? Nope, that one doesn't make sense. The next word is constant. What word? Constant. Good. Constant means not changing. Steady or constant rain can make hiking trails slippery and difficult to use. Here we see these commas again. So I know steady and constant mean the same thing. This man is hiking and it is constant rain. Discuss with a partner things that say constant and things that change. Then read the phrases in the box below. Decide where on the chart each phrase belongs. So think about this. Is this something that changes or something that is going to be constant? It's going to stay the same. The number of dimes in a dollar. So does that ever change? Or is it always going to be the same amount? That's going to stay the same. It's going to stay constant because the number of dimes in a dollar never changes. There are 10 dimes in a dollar, and there will always be 10 dimes in a dollar. What about a child's weight? Think about how much you weigh. Is that going to stay constant or change? Good, that's going to change, right? You don't weigh the same now as you did when you were a baby, and you're not going to stay the same weight even when you're an adult, right? That'd be kind of silly. As you get older, you are going to weigh more. How about the price of milk? That actually is going to change. So when your parents were younger, when I was younger, milk did not cost as much money as it does now. What about your address? Constant or change? Your address is something that's probably not going to stay constant. It might be constant for a while. So like when I was living at home, with my parents, my address was constant that whole time. But then as I got older, my address changed. How about the number of students in our class? Does that stay constant or change? That does change because we've gotten students that have left. They've either moved away or they've gone to a different school, and we have gotten new students in some other classes that have come here. So that's a thing that changes. What about being left-handed? If you are left-handed, is that constant or does that change? You're right, that is constant. If you're left-handed, just like if you're right-handed, you don't suddenly magically learn how to write with your other hand. How about the number of seconds in a minute? You're right, just like the dimes in a dollar, seconds in a minute is constant. Do you guys remember how many seconds are in 1 minute? If you said 60, you are correct. There are 60 seconds in a minute. The last one is your name. Does your name stay constant or change? This one is tricky. Your name is pretty constant, but if you're a girl and you get married, you might change your last name. Depending, it is up to you if you change your last name. I did not when I got married. I kept my name, but a lot of women change their names when they get married. Good job, friends. The next one is called wilderness. What word? Good, wilderness. The wilderness is a wild area of land where very few people live. Explorers often travel through wilderness or unsettled areas. This is a picture of wilderness. There's a lot of different settings for wilderness. So this is very mountainous. This looks like snow. You might also have a wilderness that looks like a desert or a forest. I think the wilderness is very cool. So with a partner, discuss which words listed below have to do with the wilderness. Bears? Definitely. Mountains? Yes. Computers? No computers in the wilderness. Rivers? Yep. Fresh air? Oh, plenty of fresh air in the wilderness. Shopping malls? Nope. Trucks? No. Trees? Yes. Electricity? Nope. Birds? Definitely. Wildlife? Yep. Forests? Yep, there can be forests in the wilderness. The next word is climate. What word? Good, climate. We've already talked a little bit about climate in our science lessons when we were talking about weather. Climate is even more than weather. So climate describes the average or typical or usual weather in a particular place. So the weather is what happens in like that day. The climate is how the weather is over a long time. So the climate in Buffalo is the average of all of the weather. So the climate in Buffalo is not snowy because it doesn't always snow. The climate is different depending on the seasons. Boaters must avoid ice when exploring regions with a very cold climate. Why do you think they have to do that? Yeah, so the climate is so cold, there's always ice. Read each phrase. Match each sentence beginning with the ending that best completes it. So the climate is hot and rainy in Antarctica? In the desert? In the rainforest. Definitely in the rainforest. I know it's hot and it's rainy in the rainforest. And I know especially Mrs. Stack's class, we're studying rainforests. So you should be familiar with that climate. The climate is cold year-round in Antarctica? In the desert? In Antarctica, right? It is always cold in Antarctica. There's ice everywhere and it is never warm. The climate is hot and dry in the desert, right? That's where our sand is. There's constant sun. It doesn't really rain. It's very dry. Region. What word? Good, region. A region is a large section of land on Earth. This overgrown jungle is a hot and rainy region or area. Again, comma, or area. I know that these two words mean the same thing. Area and region are the same thing. Think about different regions on Earth. With a partner, match each region to the animals that live in that region. All right, so let's look at the African savanna. Do you think parrots, sloths, and monkeys live there? Caribou, polar bears? Kangaroos, koalas, and snakes? Or lions, zebras, and giraffes? What animals live in the African savanna? If you said lions, zebras, and giraffes, you're right. What about the Amazon rainforest? Parrots, sloths, and monkeys? Caribou and polar bears? Or kangaroos, koalas, and snakes? What lives in the Amazon rainforest? Good. If you said parrots, sloths, and monkeys, you're right. They live in the Amazon rainforest region. What about the Arctic tundra region? Caribou and polar bears, or kangaroos, koalas, and snakes? Good. If you said caribou and polar bears, you're correct. And the last region is the Australian outback. So we know that that has to be kangaroos, koalas, and snakes. The next word is unexpected. What word? Good. Unexpected. Something unexpected happens without warning. The unexpected view from the top surprised these hikers. This word has a prefix, right? It's unexpected. It's not expected. They did not think that this would happen. Answer the questions about the word unexpected. Discuss your answers with a partner. So hopefully if you've got, like I said, a family member with you, go ahead and discuss these with them. Do you like unexpected things, or do you prefer to know about things ahead of time? Do you like something to happen unexpectedly, or do you like to know what's going to happen? I know for me, I like to know what's going to happen, especially with this coronavirus. I do not like unexpected things like this. What about the second question? What was the last unexpected thing that happened to you? Was it a pleasant or unpleasant surprise? So what was the last unexpected thing that happened? And what is it, a good thing? Was it pleasant? Or was it unpleasant? Did you not like it? Honestly, friends, it's really hard not to talk about the coronavirus because that's probably the last unexpected thing that happened to me. And it was not pleasant. This is not very pleasant. Believe me when I say that all of your teachers miss you guys. We all miss you, and we are very much hoping that this ends soon so we can see you all soon. All right. The next word is gliding. What word? Good, gliding. Gliding means moving smoothly with little effort. Gliding, or moving smoothly, again, see those commas, Through the air is an exciting way to explore. So this guy right here, he's doing something called paragliding. And again, that word gliding. Paragliding. He is gliding through the air very smoothly because he has this nice contraption with these wings on it that let him do that. With a partner, decide which items from the list are capable or able to glide. Can a snake glide? I guess you could say a snake might be able to glide on the ground, but not really. What about a paper airplane? Yeah, definitely a paper airplane, right? Especially if you made a good one and it can get all the way to the other side of the room. A paper airplane can glide. What about a rooftop? A rooftop can definitely not glide. An ice skater? Yeah, ice skaters glide along the ice, right? What about an eagle? Yes, eagles glide through the air with their wings. A crown? Nope, can't glide. A duck? Yeah, again, a duck can glide through the air, but they can also glide on the water, right? They're very good swimmers. A map? Nope. Bat? Yeah, a bat could glide. Leaves? No, not really. Parachute? A parachute is the thing that you, if you are jumping out of an airplane, you have a parachute to help slow you down. I would say a parachute is not really gliding. And a doorbell? No. Our next word is overheated. What word? Good, overheated. If you are overheated, you are too hot to be safe. Smart explorers find shade and drink water when they feel overheated. You are overheated. We have that word heat and over. It's too much. Describe to a partner 4 ways your body tells you that you are overheated. Think about how your mouth, skin, head, and legs feel. Go ahead and take a minute to think of that. Good, so if you're overheated, your mouth might be dry, your skin is probably really hot, your head hurts, your legs probably feel really warm and tired. Next word is layer. What word? Good, layer. A layer is one thickness of something. A layer of ice must be several inches thick before it is safe to cross. So the only reason that these dogs can go over the ice is because the ice is at least a few inches thick. So it's not just, it's not very thin. It's got to be a very thick layer of ice because it has to hold their weight. A lot of times the ice that we have on the lakes and things in the winter is not very thick unless it's a very cold winter. So you have to be very careful. Never walk on ice in the winter. With a partner, decide which items listed below have more than one layer. Does a wedding cake? Yeah, definitely a wedding cake. What about a sandwich? Yes, sandwiches can have more than one layer. A marshmallow? Okay. A marshmallow can't really have more than one layer. What about a bed? Not a bed. What about a telephone? No, not more than one layer. Alright, friends, that is our vocabulary. I'm going to show you our page from the book. Yep. So this is the page that has all our vocabulary, page 164 and 165. If you could take 5 of these words and create 5 good 3rd grade sentences with them. You can actually take a picture of your work or have your parents take a picture and ask them to upload it to Class Dojo. I'm going to post a video about how you can share your work with us, but I want to start seeing me, Mrs. Bardroff, Mr. Rivera, Ms. Stack, all want to start seeing your work. All right, so the next lesson we are going to be reading our Life on the Ice story and getting into some of our skills. But until then, have a great day, guys. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you for our next lesson. Bye.